Hello everybody. Whether you want to admit it or not, the first day of school is upon us. For some of you, it may have already happened. I will be a senior this year, which is like so exciting. I thought that it would be really helpful to do a video for all you juniors who I know are scared for junior year, but I promise there is nothing to be scared of. It's actually not that bad. I thought junior year was easier than sophomore year, so yeah, let's get into it. I did post a video on my TikTok where I basically talked about junior year and
it did really well.
So I thought for this video, I would answer some of the top comments that were on the TikTok or just the comments and questions that were kind of easy to answer. So that's what we're gonna do today. I have 8 questions and we're gonna get straight into it with question number 1. How do I get my GPA up? Because your GPA your junior year is very important. My GPA my junior year, like just for junior year, was I think a 4.6 weighted on a 4.0 scale. The number one piece of advice that I can give you is to take weighted classes. Your GPA is a combination of taking weighted classes and getting good grades. So what I did was I took weighted IB classes, which if you don't know what IB is, it's International Baccalaureate, which is basically AP. It's a little bit harder, but your school is either an IB school or an AP school, and we're an IB school. Unfortunately, we don't really do AP classes, so I just took a lot of IB classes. I didn't take a lot. I took like 2. Okay. So my junior year, I took 2 IB. Well, Shari got in 3, but I dropped 1. I decided to take IB in the classes that I knew I was going to do well in, and then I took regular in the classes that I wasn't so confident that I could do super well in. So like history, but then like English, I took IB in like an environmental class. So things like that, just taking weighted classes is a really good thing. And you can take weighted classes without them being AP or IB. They have honors, they have college credit. I did that as well. So I highly recommend doing that. And then also getting good grades. Like I said, I really tried to prioritize having a balance between good grades and hard classes, because if you just have a bunch of hard classes but you really cannot maintain good grades in them, that won't be very helpful. But also vice versa, if you're maintaining really good grades but all your classes are easy, then you're not going to get a higher GPA. You're not going to climb as high as other people will. How do I check my GPA? This is a good question, and I didn't know that people actually couldn't see their GPA or didn't know where to check. So my school uses PowerSchool for all of our grading. You can go in and check your grades, your classes, all those things. There is a page on PowerSchool where you can check your GPA, and that's how I do it. I don't know how other websites or apps do it, but that's how PowerSchool does it. I'm sure most apps have like options for that, and if not, you can always go to your guidance counselor who has access to your GPA and ask them about it. This is how to research colleges and how to make them make sense. So starting your college research, I think, is really important to do junior year. That way, when you start going on college visits, maybe the summer before your senior year or even during your junior or senior year, you feel a little bit more prepared and like you kind of know what's going on. There are some very main things that I think that you want to take into account when you're researching your college, and that is things like location. How far are you willing to go for college? Also affordability. Are you doing in-state tuition, out-of-state tuition? Are you taking out loans? Are you planning to get scholarships? Things like that, which don't rely on scholarships that you don't know you're going to get, is also what I would say. And then also thinking about the size of school that you want. Like, do you want to go to a big SEC school like Bama, or do you want to go to a smaller, maybe private school that's near your area and a little bit more affordable? So I recommend making a list of all of your colleges that you're kind of thinking about going to, and just including all of those stats, you know, location, cost, things like that. And then also the acceptance rate is really important to consider, because a lot of schools are hard to get into, and a lot of them are easy to get into, but some of them are hard to get into. I also think it's important that you have kind of different categories. So you have safety schools that are maybe close to you and you know you can get into them, and then maybe like target schools, which is also really good. Target schools are schools that are very achievable for you to get into, but are also kind of they're a goal, if that makes sense. And then reach schools, which is like your dream schools that you want to go to, but you don't know if you'll get in or if you can afford it. How do you study for your ACT and your SAT? Aside from my school being an IB school, we are also an ACT school. So how I studied for the ACT was I used the official ACT prep books. I got one for each category, like, you know, subject. And then I also got the big one that is, you know, there with all of the practice tests in it. ACT actually super scores things. So if you take the ACT 3 times, they're taking the highest grade from every subject, and they're also dropping the science section, and they're giving you more time on math, which both of those are amazing things for me, at least, because science really hurt my ACT grade. When should you start studying for your ACT? This is also a really great question, and I would say the sooner the better. I think creating a muscle memory of being able to answer the questions quickly and also being able to solve them or know the answer to them is a really great thing. Even if you're not studying for 4 hours every single day on the ACT, maybe doing 30 minutes every day, it will really build up rather than trying to cram study everything before you're taking the ACT like a week before. Do regular classes that aren't AP give a lot of homework? My experience with this is yes, they do give homework, but it's not a lot and it's not difficult. It's more so things that you're given time to do in class, and if you don't do them, then you're gonna have to do them for homework. What classes did I take my junior year? This is a good question. So I took dual credit college algebra. I also took IB English 11, and then I took IB Environmental Systems and Societies. First semester I took government, second semester I took modern global issues. Whole year for the 3 other classes that I had to take, I took a business finance and data analytics class, which was 1 class, and it lasted 2 hours, and it was at an off-campus program, and I really enjoyed that. If your school offers off-campus programs, I highly recommend doing that. I'm doing a different one this year, which I'm also so excited about. I have orientation for it today actually, so I'm really excited about that, and I highly recommend doing that because they're also weighted, and some of them give dual credit as well. Sorry, my friend texted me about my missed call, she missed my call. Does your first semester of senior year impact your GPA? The short answer is yes. The longer answer is no. It does impact your GPA, 1000%. Your senior year it impacts your GPA, it just does. However, it should not be seen as, okay, I'm gonna slack on my GPA junior year and then I'm gonna rely on senior year to pick it back up. Don't do that. They always say that junior year is the most stressful, and that is because of your GPA. It's where we started in this video, and it's where we're gonna end it, okay? Your GPA is extremely important, and getting it up your junior year is important because then your senior year, all you have to do is maintain it, really. So I highly recommend getting it all up junior year. It is not worth, it's too hard to get it up senior year. You can't really do that. It's gonna be really hard. So I recommend taking weighted classes and getting good grades to get your GPA up, and then hopefully you guys can all get into the best college that you could possibly get into, your dream school or your dream trade school, or maybe you're going to the military, maybe you're not even going to college. And yeah, I think that even if you don't plan on doing that, getting good grades in high school, really, it creates a strong work ethic, and I think it's a great idea. So I really hope that this video was super helpful, and make sure to comment other video ideas that I should do because I'm very excited for school to start and I want you guys to be excited too. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I really hope that this helped.